Well, hello! This is your host Eric. You're watching Gmodism, and I felt I had to tell you a little bit about why most of my series have been a little bit lacking and have been a little bit on a pause for the latest amount of weeks. This is because of the Sword of the Ecclesiarch fleet, which we should look at in this little episode. Here you can see the motto for the Sword of the Ecclesiarch. It's Latin, Igni natura renovatur integra, and it basically means through fires nature is reborn. This is the first vessel which were developed for the Sword of the Ecclesiarch, and it was first a co-build with Graver, who is seeming the project now, but is actually moving over to holding or helping administrating the thing this is made for. Now it's me. We got the Chaplain General Witch Doctor, and we got the Engineer Robot Stellar helping us build for this little sub faction. Now this particular build is mostly Graver's work in its shaping, and then I've added many things to it, so that we built. But anyways, we should be looking at the full array. And well, there are some ships to look through here, so I'm not joking around if you think I've been a little bit busy with these things. So that's why we had a little bit low speed of production for the battles, no new tutorials, slow for the builds for Ant Or 2 and the other commissioned officers. Yeah, this is the reason. Sorry about that, but I hope you will enjoy this little fleet. Anyways, so I will showcase the different ships here. We have some adaptations like the Croquette ship here, but made for the Sword of the Ecclesiarch, so we got bigger diff guns on this thing and some missiles as well. The Army of Gmodism Sword of the Ecclesiarch does have its own logo, which is of course accessible on the homepage if that would be a thing, but we got some missiles and some diff guns and stuff like this. Just a little auxiliary build costing just 18,000 materials, so not very expensive. It can better be seen here. We got the Sword of the Ecclesiarch, so we got the AOG gear. We got the motto here, Igni natura renovatur integra, and we got the flame around the sword here. That's our logo. In any case, here we can see the Misericorde class hydrofoil flamer. So Witch Doctor built this little hydrofoil flamer thing, and our Chaplain General Witch Doctor is in effect the deciding function of the Sword of the Ecclesiarch, because this is built for something called the Promethean directive, and it is basically a tabletop wargame like Risk. You know, I talked a little bit about the library before, if you saw that, and it's a little bit like that, but it's actually what library was inspired from, and it's not cancelled because library is cancelled. This has already run a season. It was very popular and very big, so this is like a big undertaking to participate in this. Like, you can't basically participate yourself, and there is a lot of spreadsheets involved, like a lot of spreadsheets. I won't show them to you today, maybe in another episode if you wish to see that, but yeah, this is pretty cheap too, 34,000. Flamethrowers are something we'll like due to our motto, through fire the world is reborn. And yeah, Witch Doctor built the bulk of it, and I added some details, some more engines like the engine. I really like the engines we added here. It looks like they're part of the design. Added some extra missiles and stuff like that. So basically, someone builds the design and someone else goes through, checks and adds or removes some stuff that may or may not be good here. So that's kind of the little teamwork we're having here for each of the builds, really. This is our cargo plane. I don't think we are going to use it for a while though, because we decided to not have all the technologies that may be needed. But you can see if we remove the mimics here, man, this is like basically mostly cargo units. It is a thick plane full of cargo, like minimal anything. It's like wood actually. And this beautiful little design was built by Graver. I just add a few fixes. I did basically nothing to it, just boring stuff, but it works. It's pretty fast too. Anyways, so the Promethean Directive, being a tabletop wargame, includes a lot of different factions. It's of course too late to join it now, but if you really think this looked like a cool idea, you can join it next year. It will probably be held next year as well, I hope. A lot of participants. And yeah, it's definitely a large undertaking to hold this event. So big thanks to Mizar Luke, who is running all of this on their free time, and to everyone that's helping making it possible as well. We got a lot of ships here. I think we want to start perhaps with checking out like some smaller designs so we can move up in size. We have some land designs as well, which I feel we may need to look a little bit at as well. So yeah, what I think is that... Where is this now? There it is, the Hermitage class scout patrol boat. Yeah. So we got like names like Hermitage, Abbey, Cathedral, types of names for them. So the Ecclesiarch of Gmodism is, as you may know, what I decided to call YouTube members, which is a little bit funny. So for many of these AIs, you can see we have actually names of people we're supporting. So we have Elevated Dolphin, like there. We got Elevated Matros Halofo. We got some cadets like Wostenwell and Lieutenant Rick Brell. We just have some mix of Army of Gmodism commissioned officer supporters and people in the Ecclesiarch of Gmodism at YouTube memberships, just for fun there. Anyways, the Hermitage class is a very tiny boat, just 10,000 in cost. It's probably pretty weak combat-wise, but honestly, this is mostly a scout ship that I built it for. So it's not like really built to be this insane battle boat either. It's really not what it's supposed to do. It is supposed to get in early, like frontline. It can deliver some damage with its cram cannons. We do have a small little gun here in the back as well, but that's about it. It will share the position of the enemy and stuff like this, so it will be able to provide some targeting information, and well, in general, It's just built to be sent out there and detect stuff that may or may not want to be hiding from us. It looks nice. So yeah, you will definitely recognize the Merops attack plane, but well, I basically made it almost only missiles. The original one is like much cheaper, so I made the missiles a bit longer and added cool daggers to it and some other deco. And then our chaplain general has set this thing up to be much more evasive. We may need to hold some battles between this and the previous version at the Gmodism channel, so subscribe there if you haven't already. We have some extra content over there. Anyways, it's this is super cool. It's like so cheap, so few blocks, but it's yeah, I like it. I'll just enjoy it. Like these little small daggers, I'm also satisfied that I managed to make them. It's not hard, but I thought it was. Well, in any case, the official story is that thousands of years in the future, the galaxy is under existential threat, and only one organization can save it. The Promethean directive was established to run war games of an unprecedented scale at the Alderson disk known as the New Cancun, to prepare millions of military and civilian leaders for the wars to come. Yeah, and the out-of-character explanation is a unique multiplayer war diplomacy simulator for the video game From the Depth. And a lot of text. I'm going to tag the Promethean Directive YouTube channel in this video description if you want to go and see what's happening there. I think you can join their Discord and just ghost it as well, I suppose, to have some limited understanding on how it's progressing. Possibly. I don't really know. Other than that, otherwise you could join next year. Yeah. Oh yeah, so the Hermitage class, the scout ship, that is my creation. I think someone may have fixed it a little bit. I'm not sure entirely. This is also my creation. It is the oratory. This is a burner corvette. It's really funny with these turrets because they don't only look like they have engines. Like these guys, they actually have engines. If I can go on these turrets here, there we go, you can see it has an engine. If I remove this, we have less engine power. So they're not really, they have lower priority because they're not very efficient, but yes, each of these flamer turrets are self-sustained. I think I call them Delta Corp, like trash incinerator or something like that. They're not held in high regard. But yeah, so that's the thing. For the Sword of the Ecclesiarch, as a sub-faction of the Army of Gmodism, we have a little story as well. So basically, in ancient times, the Empire of Gmodism, basically then some kind of historical version of me, the Lord High Admiral and Ecclesiarch Eric of the Army of Gmodism, of course, made a super secret task force called the Sword of the Ecclesiarch for obvious reasons, which were to perform some very secretive and important missions in the world, then to find important information and stuff, and establishing a civilization there on this Alderson disk, aka New Cancun, was obviously a very important aspect, since there are some very secretive and important information to be gathered there. However, when the Sword of the Ecclesiarch were traveling to get there, their version of their Omnius Prime copy, the AI they brought with them, got damaged and were having some weird output. The time went on, and since the Sword of the Ecclesiarch force lost contact with the general Empire of Gmodism for a really long time, well, stuff became a little bit weird. Stuff evolved in a little bit of a different direction. The old AI and communication to the Empire of Gmodism unit, which was damaged and was instead starting to be called the Machine God. And well, after a while, some high priests just took over the Sword of the Ecclesiarchy and ran it as their civilization there on the Promethean directive for a really, really long time, and it's just been left alone. Now recently, the Ecclesiarch, which is I, were reinstated, recontact was made thus, and the Sword of the Ecclesiarchy is under the Empire of Gmodism's control, which is really high time, and the plan all along, of course, because now stuff is moving about in the Alderson disk, because, well, shit's going down. And that's why I'm here, and that's why our Chaplain General, Witch Doctor, and our Engineer Robert Stellar were all there to make sure that stuff doesn't go haywire, right? This is the Sky Crusader class air monitor. I believe that Robert Stellar built almost all of this, and then me and Witch Doctor just fixed and added some stuff. I added a lot of diff guns to this thing to make its survivability a little bit better. And I think, yeah, well, we all checked out each other's designs and did something on them, right? Anyways, this will just sit in the sky and output damage. It has a little bit of an evasive problem, so having all of these interceptors, of course, added to the cost a little bit. But it, of course, is worth it to make it survive, but it's not as cheap as we wanted it before. But it looks nice. Yeah. It's not one of our most min-max designs. We have a few of them. Here we have the Sanctuary class frigate. It's pronounced, I think. And this thing is well, I don't know how good it is in terms of the damage output in comparison to our other designs. I think it's built mainly by Witch Doctor. I'm not sure. Oh, whatever. I'm not really sure. But anyhow, I added some stuff to it. We all did something on it. It's super cool. I added like more defensives and stuff like that. You can see this thing looks super beautiful. It's super nice. Add a little flamer here in the front. Other than that, it's VLMs. We have lots of details, and inside this hole, you'll have to appreciate this hole here. It looks super holy. Very nice. Well, we have so many designs. We'll just need to go through them, right? We have well, maybe we should look at this on a land, but it's not too much to see, to be honest. I fixed my old howitzer and made a version for this. It looks better. It does. We have some added weaponry and stuff. Oh my god, it's loud. So yeah, we got just a few land units. We can go down with the land units directly here. This is a beautiful tank built by Kevin, but I totally butchered it and made weird things with it, so it doesn't look as cool now. I'll have to show you the proper version later. It looks amazing. This is like a botch job of it, but that's to make it legal as a contestant for our faction, right? But it's nice to have a tank. It's definitely our best tank. We also only have one tank. Alright. Anyways, the previous was the self-propelled gun Lancer 1884 howitzer, and this one was the main battle tank Leon. And we all try to make names that are somehow related to the Sword of the Ecclesiarch theme a little bit there. Now this one is really cool. This is the Bristleback class mortar metal clad airship. And this is Graver's really beautiful design. It is a helium airship, and well, look at this thing. It has a huge array of cram mortars. Cram mortars, look at them. We have, how many barrels? That's 16 barrels of cram mortars. And they're incendiary as well. Not mostly. Yeah. Anyways, this little telescope tower looks absolutely amazing. I almost want to destroy the magic by clicking, basically removing mimics. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. But man, this telescope tower looks so cool. I had a lot of, well, interception and stuff to it, but it's looking really great. Well, oh god, here we have this thing. This is the extremely insane Army of Gmodism Sword of the Ecclesiarchy Abbey Fortress. Now, Graver made some really cool cathedral looking designs in the beginning, but our witch doctor has made this insanely like beautiful. Look at this thing. Look at this facade. It's absolutely amazing. Look at these details, like around the doors. Like, how many layers is this? It's absolutely insane. Well, it looks absolutely great, so I'm not complaining. I was just looking at this in awe, adding loads of diff cans, smoothing out some details, adding some worthless shit details, flamers and stuff. And this is like Witch Doctor's awesome detail. The flaming sword here. It's not only the sword of the Ecclesiarch combined with the motto, Igne part of the motto in specific, but it's also draw some references to King Arthur and the sword in the stone. It's very cool. And we have big crams. Crams looks like some kind of cathedral tower by itself. I added a lot of exposed ammunition here. That's actually ammunition. And these little things, man, it's so many cool details here. And the crazy thing with this is that it has like a full interior. Look at this thing. I kind of want to like go here IRL somehow. And then we can like go out there and we got some diff guns to shoot down incoming target. And this is like a beautiful mimic cluster basically. This is like no solid block, it's just mimics made by Setup for the AOG a long time ago. Well, this facade, look at it. We even have a little poster and stuff. Well, we have so many things to go through here. Now, this is absolutely insane. This is the Cathedral class heavy artillery cruiser. Yeah, this is big. So this was, I think, mostly like Graver built like all of this, and I added some shit later on, and did some interior armoring, fixing things up, making turrets not die, and stuff. But as you can see here, Graver done basically everything on this thing. It was where this little telescope tower was built, and well, it's beautiful, and we have this super ambitious interior here as well, looking pretty great. We all try to keep to the theme, but that we have some small differences just makes it feel so much alive. Yeah, it has diff guns and a insane big gun here in the middle. It is, as you can understand, a very scary railgun of 500 millimeters shooting a pen depth AP frag shell with oh no, why do we have 2 emergency ejection defuses? Well, that's wrong. Well, whatever. Why did I not notice that when I fixed it? I'm seriously wondering. Oh no. Well, we did a little crash there. That wasn't intentional. Man, this thing looks evil. So yeah, this is the very scary min-maxed airship. This is really cool. It doesn't only look scary, it's pretty classy cool too. The Igni class absolutely fire nukes anything. It's absolutely insane. I mean, this thing is crazy. Costing $250,000, it is an expensive one-time fix, but a bit of a one-time fix it kinda is, because this thing just gets in close and unloads insane amounts of incendiary shells at pretty slow speeds. Like, man, it just ignites things permanently. This is thus called the AOG ZTMC Igni class incendiary bomber metal class airship. Very cool. Don't mess with that. And Graver made this Terax pattern drill, which is a really cool little concept. We're gonna have a little testing video here, but I just tinkered around and could make a version that almost deals the same amount of damage for about half the cost, just fixing some interior bits. But it is a little bit slower, so we also made a standard drill unit. Not to speak about the land drill unit, which I started on. This is a complete abomination. It needs to be updated. But you can probably guess where it's gonna go. It's gonna go on land. If we're invaded by a land, we can send out that. It's very scary. Alright, so we don't need to look at all of that Innovator class. No, we don't really need to do that. We're probably gonna forget something anyways. So anyways, here we have the Flying Commandment class air monitor. This thing, together with the ship I'm gonna show you later, has been developed and built to possibly be able to be our main big production battlecraft. That is basically to be mass produced and deal most amounts of damage. Both our designs are Sandblaster based design, and this is Robot Stellar's version, which is a flying version that deals very good amount of sandblasting action. Really cool looking turrets here too. I really love these ones. That robot still are made with like some parts and stuff going on them. They look very cool. This man though, just like about to fall out of there. Well, there we have, that's that one. Okay, now before we look at my little version there, we're gonna go and check the defensive airbase fortress. So our witch doctor made this insanely cool little main defensive base. It's only costs 177,000 and it does have some flamers, but most notably it has so many TEDx pattern drills that can just be spammed at the enemy to like great effect. These drills deal insane damage. We seriously have to have a test video over at the Gmodist channel, so check that out now. We also have a lot of the attack planes here too, getting ready for action somehow, that can be spawned and well, sent into combat. But man, Witch Doctor did a real good job there. I haven't basically added anything. Well, and then to... Oh, before we look at that, we're gonna save the best for last, right? So here we have the Cerebro class assault drill carrier. Obviously, to carry these drills into action, we need an assault drill carrier. So this unit holds 3 drills. And well, they will just be launched as, well, jet dive bombers, except they won't move away. They are like diving and killing on contact, especially with these flywheels attached inside. They are very scary. So yeah, don't let them come close, basically. And about what I've been working most on, we had the real need to get something really strong. So the light cruiser, the Renovateur class light cruiser, can't speak anymore. Inside the game there are some reductions of materials, so this one costs almost 300k in the spawning game, but it does cost 250k resources in game, which unlocks it so that we can produce it in factories, which will be a better, cheaper way to do it. This, however, is the only thing which I can say I've really spent a lot of time on perfecting, because we need this to work. And even though I try to perfect it as much as possible, Witch Doctor went into all of these guns. The Vigoletta Marksman, this is a new version of the Vigoletta Marksman. It's actually rail assisted. And we have these one, the Fort SA Sandblasters. The ammo has been changed on them because they needed more accuracy on long ranges, so they use Sabothin Fin. And the Vigoletta Marksman is a little bit more how it was before, but still different formulation, faster shells. We have a lot of interceptors going on here, and they are really quick. They are from my intercepting empirical testing videos too, so you can see it. And of course, I made a little sword in the top here. This one, of course, has some interiors as well, as they should have. I just got stuck and spawned too much time here in the interior. Look at it. We have like a Lexing, a like list of quotes from Army of Gmodism and sayings and stuff as a book form. We got some cool guns, setups, little ship in a box. I even had the new like ironical poster I'll need to produce and print somehow. Yeah, I guess I just had fun with it. It is a beast though, this thing. This thing is a beast. Well, I guess that's basically the Sword of the Ecclesiarch fleet as it looks right now. They do crash into each other even though we set them up not to, but well, what can you do? Did I show you this interiors? Well, you'll see it sometime. But I think it's pretty cool. We're gonna see how this little war game will go for us, but I hope it will be real fun and that we'll want to rejoin as the Sword of the Ecclesiarch to participate multiple times. But yeah, that's also the story behind the Sword of the Ecclesiarch. How did we get? This is interesting. Well, that's basically the story of the Sword of the Ecclesiarch. A little isolated. Oh man, I'm fearing the game will crash if I don't stop doing stuff like this. Anyways, that's the story. Our little task for getting isolated, corrupted computer, which is then the machine god, and high priests being corrupt, and well, we're trying to clean up this just before shit's gonna happen, to be able to get something out of this mission at last indeed. Well, that's the Sword of the Ecclesiarchy for the Army of Gmodism's participation in the Promethean directive. Link to their YouTube channel in the description, and yeah, subscribe to Gmodist channel too. Well, I'm not in a state of showing myself here, so we'll have to suffice with the paper replica. Well, I hope you enjoyed checking this out, and as said, Gmodist channel you can check out here on the cards on the upper right corner. If you want to support the channel, please consider doing so. A big thanks to all in the Ecclesiarchy of Gmodism, of course, and to the commissioned officers in the Army of Gmodism. And with that said, I think we should be turning off this little video and keep the suspenseful action which is soon to be unfolded for another time. This is your host Eric of Gmodism, and we're signing out. We're coming back with a normal series soon. But this is the reason why it's been drawing out a little bit. See you